Welcome everyone to Totally Online Gaming Group's D&D 5th Edition campaign, The Blackest Heart. We're glad you guys could join us tonight. Hopefully everyone's not going stir crazy under this lockdown. But if you need something to watch, hopefully we're here to have some fun and hopefully you guys find it entertaining. So we'll start out with our announcements tonight. So take it away, Jacob.
Alrighty. So, as you know, continuously sponsored by our good pals Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. Now, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies is a great place where you can find gaming miniatures, mats, dice trays, dice sets, and dice bags. And they currently have a plethora of different logos that you can put onto dice trays, as well as the bags. And if there's a miniature that you're not sure that they have, you can go to their contact page right at the top, right next to the My Account and Cart, in between the two, and you can go on ahead and see if they can make sure that they have it in stock for you.
All right. Okay, so that was our sponsor, Critical Hit Gaming Supplies. Some other announcements. As always, got to give a shout out to the Spock Nation, Team Spock. Hopefully, for any of you guys who are part of Spock Nation that are here watching us tonight, a special shout out to you guys. Glad you could join us. It's a great group. Spock is awesome. He's all about sharing the love and helping out smaller streamers. So you should go over there to his channel when he's streaming, check him out. And if you're a streamer yourself, go ahead and contact him, and you can become a member of the Spock Nation yourself. And you're going to find a whole bunch of great streamers on there, streaming all sorts of games and things that you might enjoy watching. So go check it out. Also, shout out to Aaron Discord server. They're a Discord server devoted to D&D in specific, but also other TTRPGs. And they've got a lot of people there that are passionate about D&D and other games, and always have good discussions going on about that stuff. And also setting up games like Play by Post, and maybe even if you're, meet some people there that are local, you can set up your own in-person games, or do like what we do and play online. So go check them out. Uh, let's see. Other announcement tonight. Apparently, the program we use for voice and video is just not working. It's probably because everybody and their brother is online using that program or others like it to try to video conference in for work or what have you. And so obviously they ran into some issues. So you'll notice tonight that the only video feed that you guys can see is mine because, well, mine's going directly into my computer, whereas the others have to go through that application, and it's just not working. So nothing we can do about that. So you'll just get to see the lovely tokens of the. But you should still be able to hear everyone's voice. Also, anyone who is in chat right now, if you hear any problems with the volume of anyone's voices, let us know. We're going over Discord right now, and we may have to see if we can adjust some of the volumes, try to get the levels right, but just let us know. Oh, there it is. So that I know to make some changes. Other than that, let's see, other things. I mentioned Tailspire in the last couple streams that we're looking at kind of delving into that, playing around with it, and seeing if that's an option for us to use for playing our games. It's really cool. I really like it. However, they were supposed to have a release date of yesterday, but due to everything that's going on, it got pushed back by a week. So I'm kind of having to wait another week to see when that hopefully will roll out, and then we'll get to try and play around with that. Also, still haven't forgotten about our giveaways. We will be doing those coming up soon. Should only be a few more weeks before we get those dice bags and the dice, and then we'll be doing some giveaways, so make sure you tune in for those. so you can have your chance to win some really cool dice and a dice bag with the official TOGG logo on it. I think that's pretty much it for announcements, unless anybody has anything else. No? Okay, then without further ado, we bring you the Blackest Art. All right, and we are back. So, where we left off last week, the party had started preparing themselves, getting everything together that they needed, outfits and whatnot, for the Masquerade Ball at Redstone Manor that was to occur a few days later. During such time, some research had been done by Jacob, as well as a little bit of a side deal he had going with a local that they had run into once before named Phineas. And he ended up earning a little bit of coin as well as kind of displaying a little bit of his darker side. Well, during that research, he discovered some interesting information about Rhea's family line. And upon the group getting back together one evening, a couple nights before the Masquerade Ball, some things were said, and it came out that the party knew about Rhea's past, which threw her for a complete loop, and she bolted. Ended up running completely out of the city into the wilderness and laying atop a small hilltop where she drew the symbol of her patron and then just kind of lay there staring off into space, not really focused on anything. Eventually, Oak, who, guided by Grim, who Jacob had sent out at Diana's behest to go investigate and find out what the heck happened, had finally found Rhea, and Oak made his way over to where she was, sat quietly with her, made her a meal, and as did Hrim, who alighted on the hilltop next to her. And eventually, Rhea fell asleep, and the party is now working on trying to get back together to finalize their plans, as they have only one more day before Masquerade Ball, and so that's where we left off. So, what are you guys doing?
Apparently there's squeaking for one.
Apologies, dog had to be let in.
Yes, of course, dog. Dogs come first.
So, I mentioned last session towards the end that I was heading to a mask shop as we waited for uh, Oak and Rhea to arrive.
All right.
I'm, just trying to find a mask shop to see if I can get, masks for the masquerade. After all,
Okay. So yeah, you can go ahead and find some masks and things like that.
okay.
You head down to the merchant district. Is Jacob going alone? Anyone going with him?
Diana has to look over all the plans and try to figure out routes before they actually go into the manor.
Okay. So, while you are heading out, you eventually come to a shop that you see looks like it's got some fine clothes, but also some more costume type attire, including in the window there are a couple masks.
All right. I walk in. Hello. Sorry, blind man here.
Uh, yes. How can I help you?
I was wondering if I could get some masks. Do you have one that's? What is the finest mask that you have for
Don't
the?
forget, it has to match the colors of what you're wearing.
Yes, I know.
Going all out for his girl.
What is the most extravagant mask that you have in? Because I remember what colors that she was wearing.
We're
I don't
wearing dark
remember.
blue,
Jacob remembers the.
midnight
Not for
blue.
him.
No, they're both midnight blue.
Oh well, then.
Yeah, you're
What
gonna
is
look
the-
like Doctor Strange, and she's gonna look really pretty.
Ouch.
I didn't say Doctor Strange didn't look nice.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Exactly.
What is the finest dark blue masks that you have for this coming ball? Do you know of it?
Yes. You're going to the Redstone's ball. Yes. Well, as you see, we've many have come into
As
the
you
store.
see,
Yes. He's not used to dealing with a blind man.
It's all right. I get it a lot.
Many have come in and bought quite a few of our masks. We do have some selection left, but I can describe them to you if you'd like. You said you wanted like a deep blue.
Yes.
Hmm,
Trim. Goodness. I'm just gonna take a look. He's trying to. I could give you specific. You- I'll just send it real fast
Okay.
through for one of them. The other one is standard mask. And is wondering if they have. Do you have? You wouldn't happen to have an owl feather that I could stick in the side of one of these?
Oh, could
We
find you one.
we have
just pick it off him. Look.
we have many different variations of accoutrement that you can add to the masks. I mean, most of them already come quite, shall we say, dolled up. They're very. I mean, here, let me show you this. And he goes and he
Let me
looks
show you.
around. Let me. He looks around a little bit and finally he pulls out a mask and he says, "This one here. Uh, it's actually the visage of a hawk, but in shades of deep blue and some silver outline, as well as there are feathers coming off of it. Now they aren't owl, they are hawk, but just up kind of by the well here. if I may. And he reaches out and gently grabs your hand.
Yeah, that's
And then
fine. And he just kind of goes along.
he puts it gently on the mask. He says, "Now you know, don't give it your best grip. We don't want to damage it, but feel it, and you can see where the feathers are, and you can tell they're kind of coming off the top a little bit, almost like ears, but kind of splayed out.
Yeah.
And as you feel it, it definitely looks like or feels like it's a hawk face with a hawk bill, and it covers your eyes and then kind of down the sides, but leaves your mouth visible, but the beak of the hawk kind of comes down over the nose and out a little bit, and it definitely feels like it's got a lot of stuff on there. Maybe some kind of gemstones or something around it, or some decoration.
Right. This is perfect.
Well, good first try. I'm glad. This one is 15 gold.
All right.
Is there a foxy one?
You gotta have it match. You gotta have it match the aesthetic.
Then
you're going
again,
for.
Diana doesn't really need like a animal styled one because she has fucking ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Jacob will begin to describe, just like, do you have this specific one? And as I get the picture sent over real fast, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
What? What am I looking for?
That's a good question. What are you looking for?
Is it him you're looking for?
Me, I'm looking for.
Exactly.
All I know is I just
Okay.
want to do
Okay.
Princess Diana and have her fucking throw her power around.
You,
That's all I want.
I thought
You
John
just-
Mulaney killed her.
That's so mean!
Oh, jeez.
Too soon! Too soon!
Too soon. Okay.
Sorry.
So you describe the mask that you have sent me a picture of as best as you can.
Right.
And he looks around a little bit, and he says, "Well, this sounds like what you're describing." And he hands this to you for you to feel. And he
I want to see!
he describes exactly what it looks like and the materials it's made out of, and he makes a point to tell you that, let's see if I can find that if you look kind of like at the crown of it, and then like in the center of the forehead, and there's kind of those 5 little points near the top. Those 5 points near the top, and then the like third eye position. All 5 of those have a tiny white diamond in them, and then in the third eye position, there is a gleaming opal.
It's so pretty!
All right.
And for the most part, it looks kind of like what the picture you describe is. I mean, it's not exact. He went as close as he had on hand, but it sounds gorgeous.
It is!
Alright.
It's really pretty!
And
How much
He
for
sent
that?
me a picture.
this one
I want to see.
yeah, go ahead and put it up on the Discord.
Yeah, I got you. Just give it 1 second. And play.
And this one, he says, due
Pretty.
to the gemstones that are on here and their value, this one is actually 35 gold.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Go all out for your girl.
Goals. Don't buy her a ring. Buy her an intricate jeweled mask.
Exactly.
Didn't have mass.
Wait a-
Whatever.
Wait a minute. That sounds like a new
Here's
song.
the problem, though.
That sounds like a new
Here's the
song
problem,
for
though.
these times. If you like her, why don't you put a mask on her? If you like her, why don't you put a mask on her?
Oh my god, that I hope that's not implied for the
No.
bedroom. But here's the
Uh-oh.
problem though. The girl needs to remember that you like her to begin with.
It's the thought that counts.
All right.
Here's the thought that counts.
So, and he looks at you and says, "So, and is there anything else I can get for you? Any other masks? Anything else in the store? I mean, we have. Do you have yourself an outfit? We have a wide variety of selection here."
The outfit you have taken care of.
Oh, is he
See?
there?
I think he died.
Might have.
No,
There he is.
didn't die. I just forgot I was. So,
Isn't that a mood?
do you? Well, I don't remember, but Jake will remember. What color is Rhea's combat dress?
Rhea, you can describe it.
I thought they weren't going to be in the main part of the hall, though.
Well, I mean, they still got to get in.
Yeah, but that's what the disguise kits are for.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
What
But
what color was that dress? I think it was
I would have
black
to go
and
with-
red.
Yeah, it was. It
Well,
should be
you
black
choose.
and red.
It would have been black and red.
Because they aren't even going to be near anyone. They're just going to be wearing the disguise kits.
Think of it as a little insurance policy. Like if they
it's just
get
more
caught.
to have their face covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, the disguise kits, but okay.
Everyone should get a mask. I mean, come
Yeah,
on.
I want a mask. I want it to be a wolf.
And this
goodness.
this
Okay.
this guy
Okay.
hears hears the uncertainty in your voice as you're kind of waffling back and forth on whether you need another. He says, "It sounds like you definitely are in need of some more." I mean, yeah, if you're having such a hard time deciding, I'm guessing maybe there are more people in your group that you're going with. I can definitely help you find things you need for them.
Like I said, I don't remember. Jake remembers. What was the color of the beautiful suit of armor that was made for Oak as well?
Silver.
Yeah, it's
Silver?
silver. It looks very silver / platinum-esque.
But he's not going to be wearing that to the...
Well, you know what? Maybe he can, and just get him a wolf mask.
So
Yeah, because these are more just play items at this point, not actually being used for the mission.
He'll go wear his best shirt. He'll have the wolf mask. He'll be
Could
fine.
you get a I'm thinking of a more kind of red with black lining, maybe in a design of like maybe flames. If you have that.
yes, actually, my wife, she's the one who makes all these. She's the true
Oh.
artist. She actually just made something like that a few weeks ago. I don't think anyone's bought it. Let me look real quick. And he scuffles off. You kind of hear him shuffling away.
All right.
And he comes back and he goes, well, will this do? And he puts another mask in your hand and he describes it and everything. And it is basically a kind of in the semblance of a red dragon. And it is, just again, the upper face. It looks like scales, and the scales are actually made of like sequins. So they're kind of layered over each other. So it actually has a
Gotcha.
resemblance to scales. And then there are tiny black dots in the center of each of these sequins. And he said that each one of those black dots is a speck of onyx.
All right.
And those were all put by hand by his wife. And it looks very nice. And he says, that one right there is about 20 gold.
All right. And then Jig was actually gonna sit there and ponder for a moment. What would Oak want? Something like a tree?
You know what? That's a good guess.
Oh, do you have like a maybe foresty-ish green mask, or it's more kind of like leaves or something? I'm not too sure. I'm sorry.
Sure, let me look. He again shuffles off. And when he comes
Yeah.
back, he hands you something. And the best way I can describe it is it looks like Baby Groot mask.
Look, it's Baby Groot.
All right. I think this is what I need.
He says that one, we haven't had a lot of call for the nature scene. That one's only 10.
Bargain on Oak's mask.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure they could have gone out and just broken a chunk of bark off of a tree
And
and it
stabbed
would
two
have
holes
been
in
fine.
it.
I mean, Oak could have even gone out, hunted a wolf, used its pelt as a nice.
Oh god.
And just being like, I am. A
That would have
I
been
mean,
very.
It looks nice, and it is actually, like I said, the best I can describe it is Baby Groot, but it is decorated too. There is some ornamentation on it, and it does look very fancy for what it is, but it is not as high end as the other masks.
Alrighty. All right. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the lot of them, and he will pull out the exact amount of gold and hand it over.
All right, so
All-
all in total, that's 80 gold.
Yep.
So
Went ahead and already calculated.
he happily takes that, and he shakes your hand, and he says, "Thank you very much." And then he immediately coughs and rubs his eyes. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. I had to make that joke. Come on. All right.
It's all right. I understand. By the way, your buttons are a little off, and he's gonna turn and walk out.
All right. So while that is going on,
What about that?
there you go. That's a great picture. That we'll say that's it right there.
That's
and the,
nice.
And the scales are actually made of the sequins, and so like there's a little black dot in each, and it's just a speck of onyx in each one of them.
That's really cool.
So, all right. So, Oak and Rhea, what are you two doing at this moment?
Well, I thought Oak was bringing Rhea back to the tavern.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're still not back.
Oak is just
Sorry.
carrying Rhea back to the tavern and making sure she doesn't freak the fuck out again.
So you guys.
In the meantime,
you guys get back to the tavern. But while you're traveling there, Diana, what are you doing with this map and the plans that you're trying to come up with?
so once she's done looking over the map and has a rough idea of, she would have come up with 3 different plans, loose plans, but 3 different ones, simply because she doesn't know who's gonna be where or if they're even gonna be there. So, after she's done doing that, she would have started to get dressed in one of the dresses she has to go meet the mayor. Not the masquerade dress, but still a fairly nice one.
Okay.
Only because she would have had it tucked away at some point during a different shopping endeavor, because it's Diana. And she's...
She
Yeah.
likes pretty dresses.
She grew up being showered in gifts, so, she would have had a nice dress from a previous client at some point.
Wow. Okay.
But no, she would have just gotten done getting dressed and getting that situated when Oak and Rhea got back.
Okay.
I just need to find a fairly kind of nice dress that's not overly fancy.
Okay, so that you're getting ready to depart here soon to go see the mayor.
Yeah.
And
I can't spell. I literally typed into Google dress, not dress.
Nice.
I am tired.
You know what? We all are.
so
We all out here.
as
You know what? I
are-
could just throw her in Merida's dress.
yeah, that would work. So
Fuck it, I'll just have her wear Merida's dress.
so
From
as you are getting ready, kind of last minute touches, you got your dress on, situating it, checking makeup, making sure you've got everything you need, so you head out of your room. As you are walking out of your room and down the hall to leave, you see Oak.
Oh, she wouldn't have left the room.
Oh,
She'd
she
be
wouldn't.
waiting for
Okay.
Jacob to get back.
Oh, okay. So you're waiting there, and you hear familiar footfalls that sounds like your big barbarian friend Oak's steps coming down the hall, walks past your room to the door to the room next to yours, opens it up, and closes the door. And Oak, you are now in yours and Rhea's room, still carrying a sleeping Rhea.
Oak is gonna lay down Rhea on the bed and just kind of pat her head and make sure Nightmare is with her and go see what Diana's doing and what's the plan.
Okay. So you're leaving Nightmare all like tucked up on the bed with Rhea then?
Yeah.
Okay. And I assume Hrim's still on your shoulder.
This is how Jacob gets to see Diana dressed as a princess for the first time. He's not even in the fucking room.
Well, he's not
He's
even
not
looking
even-
through it yet.
Yeah, and he's not even in range.
So Harim's sitting there like, I gotta see this before Jacob.
Yep. So are you just gonna walk right in, or are you knocking on the door, Oak? Or...
Oak will knock. He understands privacy.
Okay.
He's
Walk
not a
in.
complete savage.
When Oak knocks and Diana lets him in, she's gonna be standing with her back to him and be like, I have a quick question. Can you grab the last of the upper laces? I can't get my arms to bend to tie.
Sure. And he'll tie what he thinks is a decent knot. Not a
She's
bow.
never getting out of that dress.
Oh
Yeah,
boy,
no,
It's like
great
a
old
really
sailor's
good
knot.
knot.
Yeah, roll a survival check.
Why?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you know that a knot like that, that's the kind of knot you would set up on an animal that you hunted to tie its legs together to hoist it over. That ain't coming loose unless you really try. It's a good knot.
Great.
Good.
But no, Diana is then gonna look at Oak and go, did you happen to finish the crest I asked you to make?
Did I happen to finish the crust thing?
Yes, you did.
I did.
Okay, I need you to grab that, and it doesn't have to be stitched, but I need you to put it, and she's gonna show him a spot right on the front of the dress where she needs him to put it and get it attached. And she's gonna be like, and for the love of God, please don't poke me in the chest with a needle.
Oh, okay. And then Oak will stitch it up onto the thing.
Okay. Roll a sewing check.
Oh boy.
Please don't poke me.
Press the button. It's. I think I pressed a button. Ooh,
No!
Okay.
My poor boobs!
Okay, so it's on there.
Ooh, no, I rolled twice. Okay,
Yeah.
just the first one.
Yeah, it's on there. It looks fine. However, you take a point of damage as Oak sticks you several times on accident.
Sorry, I've never had to work on a live person before.
And like, she's not even moving!
I mean, it's a live person, though. I mean, you know.
I've specifically
Thankfully
only worked on centaurs and dead people.
Fair. Once that's done, Diana's gonna look in the mirror and just the moment she looks at herself, her ears are gonna fold back and just a look of pure dread is gonna appear on her face.
Oh yeah, this reminds you. You're looking at
Because
a mirror.
all she's
You're looking in a
and
mirror,
all
but
she's
you're
gonna see
looking
is a
into the past.
6-year-old version of herself.
Yep, you are looking into a mirror, but in your mind's eye, you are looking into the past. And it kind of terrifies you.
Oak is gonna do that thing where he like waves a hand in front of her face and be like, "You okay?"
Hrim is just gonna small poke.
And she's just it's gonna take the beak to the face to get her to snap out of it.
Hrim's just gonna sit there and like look at Oak, kind of like, should I do it?
Oak will nod.
Hrim will turn and peck into Diana's forehead.
All right,
Just
you take
But,
another point of damage.
Thanks.
Yep.
But no, Diana, she'll snap out of it and just go, the last time I wore this crest, I was 6 years old.
Ooh, yeah. I remember when I was 6. I had pimples and I was gross and I was going through all these body changes. Ugh.
It was the day
6?
before my court. But no, it's like, it was the day before the coronation to introduce me to the kingdom.
Ooh, yeah, that must have sucked. Or you must have had, like, you know what? I don't know what it's like, so I'm not going to assume anything.
Hrim just kind of puts one wing and just kind of pats the top of Oak's head, just being like, "It's all right. Not everyone gets things."
And she's gonna turn to Oak just for the simple fact of not wanting to look at her reflection anymore. And she's still visibly shaken up, but she'll be fine after a little bit. And ask him, do you have the armor still to put on? Are you still coming with us?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm going to just let Rhea know, and so she can calm down and just take some time in a safe environment where we know who she is. So I'm going to go do that.
You're sure she's not gonna run off again while we're gone?
I will ask her politely to stay. And I will hope, and if she's not, then I will go find her again.
And what about the heist?
I'll be there for the heist. Rhea will be there for the heist. I'll
Fire,
promise
what
that
do
she
you
gets to set something on fire.
Let's not, because we
I
can't
didn't
guarantee
say
that.
anything in the manor. It could be outside the manor. It could
You
be
need to
bush.
specify that to her.
Okay. I'll tell her that she can light a bush outside the manor on fire.
Or nowhere near the manor?
She can light a bush outside of the town.
There you go.
To be fair, outside of the town is also outside of the manor.
You know, that's a
Oak,
very
you get
valid
my point.
Yeah, I get your point. And then Oak will go talk to Rhea.
Okay. So
Meanwhile, Diana has an existential crisis.
So while you are in your room, still kind of freaking out, Oak, you walk to yours and Rhea's room, and there's Rhea snuggled on the bed now with Nightmare, who's basically just kind of curled up into her, and it's probably the cutest thing you've ever seen.
If I had a phone, I would take a picture. And then Oak looks like into the camera like The Office, and he's like, "It's a phone."
Nice.
All right, so what do you do?
Oak goes up to Rhea, and he just like gently taps her shoulder, and and he tells her, "Okay, me, Diana, and Jacob are gonna go scout out the house, the mansion, whatever. Okay. The greatest thing you can do for us right now, and probably for yourself, I'm not
Rhea's
sure."
gonna cast haste on herself.
God
Okay, you
And
have-
and then afterwards gonna yell just yell out, "Why did you bring me back here? I thought we were friends."
We are friends. I wanted to bring you back here because I know where you are. And,
You knew where I was before.
well, not technically. I was, like, not before I found you, but
After that,
look, having you here just makes, we're not gonna bother you, okay? And this, having you in here will make us feel better. If you want, I can go sleep under Diana and Jacob's bed, even though I don't want to.
Not like they do anything.
Still.
I feel like you shouldn't do that. I feel like they need to be alone together.
Yeah. But you can, Diana, Jacob, and I gotta go scout out the house, so you can take as much time as you need to calm down, reorient your, to, like, figure yourself out, okay? Just
Okay.
please don't run off again. It scared the shit out of me.
Okay.
Pinky promise.
Ray will hold out a pinky and
No crossing your fingers.
she will uncross her finger.
Yeah.
and just be like, "Damn it!" No, she pinky promises.
Good. Thank you, Rhea. We'll be back in a bit, okay?
Okay.
And then he'll, like, ruffle her hair, and then he'll go out and back to Diana.
All right. About like never mind. I'll say it after they leave.
Okay.
You're gonna run again.
Prim is just kind of sitting there awkwardly, just kind of shuffling his feet back and forth on Oak's shoulder.
All right, so Oak, you head back over to Diana's room. As you step out into the hall, and you're closing the door to yours and Rhea's room behind you, you turn to go to Jacob and Diana's room, and you see down the hall a human man with a dark green blindfold, his hand against the wall as he kind of walks and feels his way down the hall, and he's kind
Smacks
of
into a side table.
yeah, and he's actually kind of counting under his breath. You can even kind of hear it. He's like, I think you hear him say like, 20 paces to the door. Okay, sidestep right around this table. Yes, there's the table. And...
Right. Oh, wait. And just sorry. Didn't. People. Right. And those are always factors. You never know when people are gonna walk. 2 more paces and
There's another table.
Oak. Ah. His
Hey,
friend-
Corinne.
Hearing Oak go, there's another table, and then a loud thumping sound. Diana's gonna poke her head out from the door and be like, "Did you die?"
No, they were moving that table out from another room, and, you know, Jacob, he just kind of was in the way.
You know, that's just my luck. Is Prim with you, Oak?
Are you
Yeah.
like, are you like grabbing your shin like on the ground doing the
No, I imagine he hit the table and like it went into his stomach. He's just into his gut. All right. Okay. Is Prim with you, Oak?
Yep, and then he'll, like, motion for him to be like, go to your master, be free.
Be free, but go to a master.
Yeah, go to your friend.
Oh, I have to give myself damage. Fuck.
Oh, I know.
Your
her.
blind friend.
Yeah, just as a game mechanics reminder, everyone should be at full health and full abilities, everything as if you've taken a long rest, because you have, with the exception of Ray, you just cast haste, so mark that spell off, and Diana,
And
you've
the
taken 2
damage,
points of
Diana.
damage. Other than that, everyone's at full.
All right, be free, dog.
But no, so now that Jacob's back, Diana's gonna look at Oak and be like, "I need you to put the armor on."
Do you want me to wear my disintegrating shirt too?
No, wear the shirt we actually bought you.
Okay.
After
The shirt has
Prim-
memories. I'm like,
You don't have to get rid of it. Just don't wear it.
Oak will go into his room and he'll put the shirt that they got for him over his disintegrating shirt.
It works.
Yeah.
Well,
God.
if you go back into the room, Oak and Rhea's room, right?
Yeah, he'll go whatever room like is
Yeah,
the
this-
it
and
has
this is only about like 2 minutes after Oak stepped out the door.
Oh no, Rhea is gone, isn't she?
No, Rhea's putting on her battle dress.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Alright,
Rhea, what you
um,
doing?
I'm putting on clothes
I can see
for the
that.
day.
Good for you. That's always an achievement.
Achievement unlocked. Clothing.
Rhea's gonna
dressed.
give you like this, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Look, like, I'm dressing.
I don't know. I was just wondering, like, cause I don't know. I was honestly just wondering. Cause do you plan to go somewhere, or are you just getting dressed?
I mean, I was probably gonna go for a walk.
Didn't he just tell you not to leave the room?
No,
Yes,
Nope.
he did.
he did
I
not
said-
use those words. He said,
I
"Do
told
not run
her-
off."
Do not run off.
Her going outside is not running
That
off.
counts as running off.
No, it doesn't.
Because
No,
we
it
don't know
doesn't.
where she's going.
That,
Okay.
but she's not running off. She's
She's not
not
running-
running
point
to.
of-
She's
she's
not
not-
running to leave. She'll come back. Like that's not running
That's the
off.
point of a walk. I go on many a walk. I know what a walk is.
I would
and-
not call that running off.
Exactly. If you're running off, you don't mean to return. And then once she says she's going for a walk, Oak will be like, "Okay, be safe. I gotta put on armor." Nah.
Well, it's not like it's actual armor.
Yeah, but still, it's the point.
Once Rhea finished putting on her battle dress, she's gonna walk out and say, "All right, see you later, Oak," and is
Bye.
gonna walk out and leave.
As she walks by, hey,
Wouldn't Jacob be in Diana's room?
God,
No,
he
he's still in the
hasn't left
hallway.
the hallway.
Yeah, he's in the hallway. He's still next to that table that he ran into.
Ah.
Ah,
Ah.
Yeah, noticing Rhea kind of walking by. Hey, a lot of things happened yesterday. It was very strange.
Rhea's gonna start running.
Now, okay, hold on.
God damn it, Jacob!
I was just gonna show. Okay, well, he's
This
just
is
gonna
what happens when you talk to
mask
Rhea.
in his hands. Like, all right.
Well, Rhea, would you
what?
roll a
I'll
perception
roll.
check?
Yeah, we'll see if I notice the mask. Because if so, that might change things.
Nope.
Actually, you do, because I was putting the DC at 5 because he's holding it in his hand right in front of you, basically.
Oh, okay. Rhea's gonna stop, like running, just kind of stop and just like slowly turn and be like, what's that? It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's for
It's dragon
you.
themed.
Yeah,
Wait, it's for me?
yeah. You're the only one.
Rhea's
that I
gonna
know
take it immediately and put it on her face.
Okay, all right. Well,
How does it look?
It looks nice. It looks nice. I think it fits with the. I think it fits with the dress. I hope.
Can you see right now? Do you have Prim
Yeah,
again?
the print's here.
Okay. Just checking. You are blind.
Yeah.
Just a
Uh-huh.
constant reminder today.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, it's my sheepish form of an apology, I guess. I don't know. I'm really bad at talking, so I hope that helped. I'm gonna go put on whatever outfit I was given. See ya.
This is the day before the masquerade, right?
Yes, this is the last day before it.
All right.
But
I'll say.
before you do anything, I do want to say, Jacob, I want you to make an intelligence check, please. Great intelligence.
Do. Oh goodness. Let's click on my thing and just roll this bad boy. 11.
Okay, that's good enough.
Okay, everyone
So-
cut out for me in the past couple minutes. So like, what happened?
Okay. Well, we'll cover that in a second. But let me just say
Okay.
your intelligence check is good enough. When you were describing what you were looking for to the shopkeeper with the masks, you did a pretty decent job. Rhea, that mask matches really well with your battle dress. The colors are pretty much spot on. And anyone else who tries their masks on, they go really well with them. The only one that doesn't quite work as well is Oaks, because there's not a lot of silver in the
I mean, I can find a
in the
different
mask.
silver wooden mask.
Yeah, there's not a lot of silver in the Groot mask. Uh,
Oak could also just go out, find a silver wolf, and make that his mask.
yes, the decapitated head of a wolf. hollowed
No,
out
he'd
and
use
worn.
his pelt as a cape and then the head as a hood.
Yeah, because
Perfect.
that'll go over well with the.
As long as it's taken care of and properly tanned, which only takes like 10 days, 15 days, then.
Well, you know what? That's gonna be on Oak's to-do list some point.
Okay.
Oh, maybe
Honestly, that'd
there's
be really
one
cool,
at like a shop or something.
All right.
Wait, I literally have a picture for what he could look like. Hang on.
So while you're doing that, okay, Oak, what did you last hear before things cut out for you?
I heard Jacob handing Rhea the mask.
Okay. Basically, she took the mask. She liked it. She put it on immediately. Asked if it matched her dress.
Okay.
They had a little discussion about, hey, does can you even see? Oh yeah, Rim's here, and that was pretty much all you missed at that point.
Okay.
Okay, and then Rhea, you were about to do or say something before I cut you off, so go right back to you.
All right. Well, I'll at the very least see you on the day of Masquerade. If I don't see you later today, and it's
Yeah,
gonna.
we're gonna need to see her later to take over the plan.
Well, she's walking out.
All right, if she's not there to talk about the plan, that's on her.
She'll be there later tonight, maybe.
Maybe.
Well,
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen. She
You really want her to get
Jacob's still in
arrested.
the hallway.
She intends to be there.
You really want her to get arrested. Otherwise, you would not be leaving so many open-ended sentences.
No, I'm just aware as a player of the possibility of what she's done and could get arrested. She
So
is not aware.
Is Rhea like about to leave or has left already?
She is in the middle of leaving.
All right. Jagger's just one last thing. Also, I'll send a message if you need to come back. If you don't respond, I'll send him around to look as a safety precaution.
Oh, okay.
All right, bye. And
Bye.
he's going to.
Is it bad? I'm half tempted to have Jacob turn around to walk into the room, see Diana in the dress, and literally fall over the table this time.
Yeah, no, that'll work.
I mean, Jacob goes to.
He trips over his own 2 feet.
Yep.
So Jacob goes to walk into Diana in his shared room. Doesn't knock, he just walks in. So, I got everyone things for the masquerade, and just gonna stop.
And Diana's just gonna look over and was like, what? Is it a bad color? I thought it was a bad color. Does it look weird? I feel really weird in this. Maybe I can just get away with the bar clothes?
No, it's good. It's very good. It works well.
I feel like I look weird. I look like a child.
Well, I mean,
In her head, she literally looks like a 6-year-old child.
I mean, no, but I understand why. Are you ready for this?
No. Do I have a choice? No.
Well, as long as you're understanding what we're going through.
Is Oak ready?
What's the outfit I need?
Oh,
Oak is-
it's
Go ahead.
and she's just gonna point to the bed where it's essentially the under portion of the robes she got him, so it still looks nice just without the really fancy jacket on the top.
Without the Doctor Strange part.
Yeah.
All right. Jacob will just change.
All right. So, and do you put on the masks? Both of you put on the masks as well?
No, we're not gonna wear those until the actual
No.
masquerade.
All right.
But I do show the mask to Diana, and
She doesn't cry at all. No, not at all.
And yeah, it just like with Rhea's mask and her battle dress. This mask, you can tell that the colors and everything are a almost spot on match to the dress that you're gonna wear to the ball. And
Stop eating the carpet!
Jacob, stop eating the carpet.
Sorry, I'm yelling at my dog.
Oh. I have to tell Jacob to stop eating the carpet all the time. I don't know.
it's not me, it's Prim. I don't control when he does that.
Lo and behold, Oak in the other room is eating the carpet.
She just heard him crunching from through the wall.
He's just eating it like chips.
Oh, jeez.
Huge more.
All right. So, Oak, you get dressed too?
Yeah, the whole time he's wearing that armor, he's like standing like his arms are just like a weird way out, like he's like holding his arms out so he's like not touching the armor, and he hates this.
Oak, you need to how do I explain this? You know how you see the guards with a straight posture?
I know how guards look. I
Yeah,
was
you need to
trained
look
as
like
a
that.
warrior.
Okay, look like that.
But I hate this armor.
I know you hate it. It's just for a little while.
You owe me a wolf pelt cloak thing.
I will try my best if the opportunity ever arises.
Cool.
Just like how he's like,
And
Why
like
am I,
he'll
why am I picturing Oak in this armor like a dog with the cone of shame?
That's kind of what I'm imagining.
his tail between his legs.
Yep.
Oh,
he had a
also,
tail.
don't forget the dogs that wear those weird booties
Oh, yeah.
for the
Oh,
first
yeah.
time.
And they just don't know how to walk. There's
But like once Oak starts walking kind of like a guard, he'll just he's walking kind of like a robot. He like until he kind of gets a
Hey,
rhythm
I
of how
have a
to
quick
walk.
question.
Yes.
Huh?
So I know with Charm Person, once the spell wears off, the person knows they were charmed.
You gotta charm me.
No, with True Love's Kiss, after it's over, does the person know they're charmed?
Yes.
Because I'm not seeing it say that.
I didn't put that in, but that would be the case because it's
Damn.
like the other charm spells. It's a similar type of.
Because I'm sitting here going, worst case scenario.
But I would say that, like the other charm spells, for those the the charm effect is they don't know until after the duration is over, so it's the same kind of thing. So I think you.
Because I was thinking along the lines of like seduction, the guy's not thinking with the correct head to realize.
Well, I mean, the other thing is too, depending. The way it works, at least the way I do it, is someone if you charm them with magic, all it's really doing is it's giving you advantage on charisma checks, like persuasion or things like that, towards that person. And when all's said and done and the spell is over, they know that you used magic on them, and it kind of pisses them off. However, if they were kind of neutral to you to begin with, but then you rolled really, really high, you kind of moved them up a ladder of interaction from like neutral to okay, this person's okay to I like this person to I really like this person to I'm freaking in love with this person. And if you roll,
I gotta give my girl a seduction
yeah,
roll thing.
and if you roll really high, that's gonna move you up enough, and then the amount of pissed that they're gonna get is only gonna knock them down a couple. So if it doesn't knock them down to lower than neutral, then they basically they'll be like, why the hell did you do that? They still, like if you got someone who's totally infatuated with you based on how well you're charming the hell out of them, then they aren't necessarily.
I just realized.
They aren't necessarily
so
pissed when the spell ends.
it is not a Merida dress. I'm thinking about this. It's gonna be the same colors, but knowing what Diana needs to do, she's probably wearing a dress that accents features.
Like toes.
Yes, the toes.
Yes.
The only feature there.
It's probably a dress with a built-in underbust corset.
Okay.
Like, to give a brief mental image. If that makes sense.
We all know ankles are the most seductive thing.
Yeah, so are boobs.
I'm not sure about that.
Jacob is gonna sit awkwardly and gonna go ahead and cast his Find Familiar spell to change. He's gonna look at her. I know you hate it. I hate it too, but I think this is the best way we're gonna be able to find things. And he's going to sit there and for the hour casting. And,
I would do that right before we get to the manor.
well, he's got to take an hour to cast it.
Oh, okay.
And then once he does it, that's just how Hrim's going to be for a while.
Okay.
And you watch the beautiful, snowy, white owl start to shrink in size, and the feathers kind of grow hair, and then all of a sudden his wings become like 8 different legs.
Oh, ew! No, not a spider! No!
It's a spooter!
No spiders!
And Hrim
What
is
about a danger
fireborn.
noodle? What about a danger noodle?
Danger noodle.
Wouldn't a danger
No.
noodle be work too?
No, because spiders are extremely small.
The moment Diana sees Hrim as a spider, she's gonna start freaking out.
Calm, it's all right. It's just Hrim.
Why? Why a spider? Why did you have to choose a spider of all things? They're creepy crawly death dealers.
It's literally the best thing that I could have gotten.
It's creepy crawly death dealer.
It's fine. You'll be okay. It's Hrim.
Oh, he'll pop his head and he'll be like, technically, spiders are very good for the environment. It's the giant
They're
ones
so
who are
there's
just
so many legs.
the worst.
So many eyes.
Hrim is just kind of you watch just Hrim, make a little noise.
I'm sorry, Hrim. I'm just why is it gotta be spiders?
And you watch it as it kind of crawls up his leg and just gets onto his shoulder as if he was on his perch.
How big is Hrim? Like tarantula or?
It's tiny.
No,
Or-
it's not tiny.
Oh.
No, if you look at the spell, and let
I'll
me just pull it up. I don't think you can go that small.
You gain the service of an animal. A spirit takes an animal you choose: a bat, a cat, a crab, a hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel.
Ooh,
So spider.
weasel.
Because I don't think it can be. It can't be like daddy long leg size. I mean, because you are still.
Right.
Like the smallest it can be is. Think about some of the things that are on there. Like.
I mean, it says
toad.
spider.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Then let's see. What's a good spider that he could be? Let's make him a decent sized wolf spider.
You mean the scary ones that when you kill them, that all their little babies come out of them?
I mean, that's most spiders though if they're carrying. Sack.
Okay, I got 2 things that I want to run by y'all
Stop talking
while
about
you
spiders.
talk about the spider. While you talk about the creepy crawly death dealer.
Okay.
Yep, giant quote unquote wolf spider.
Ha,
Sure.
it's a wolf. And Oak is a wolf.
Makes sense.
Okay, that's a pretty dress.
Hold up. Bird.
That's a pretty dress.
That's
I
really
like
nice,
that.
actually. That's pretty sick.
There you go.
I just don't know which one because they're both nice. One's just a darker blue.
I go with the lighter one.
What about the green one that I put up there?
I honestly,
That's more
the
of
green
a party cocktail dress.
Yeah, well, you were looking to accentuate features. That'll do it.
Yeah, but I don't think those exist.
it's the DM. His rules. His world.
Wait just a
Anything
second. I gotta see this.
I just looked at it.
Did you not look at the dress?
Hold on. It's a process. My computer doesn't like the thing that he sent. Oh, yeah, no, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like that.
Yet.
Yes.
Give Oak some time.
I'm having fun with this. I love looking up clothing, so, like...
Enough. All right, Jacob would turn back around. Okay, you ready?
As best as I'm going. Oak, you?
Regretfully, I am in my armor, and I've got a new shirt on. My pants are still absolutely terrible, but we're not changing those.
Those are just better to one. That's all.
Diane's gonna take one more look back over her shoulder in the mirror, but now that Jacob and Oak are next to her, she's still terrified of having to use her title, but at least now she doesn't see the 60-year-old version of herself, because when she was a child, she had no friends.
Aw.
Oh, the only friend she had was her dad, okay?
All right.
We need a ride to the manor, right?
Oh God, yes we do.
We have horses now.
I'm not gonna do some bibbity boppity boo shit and make a pumpkin into a carriage.
Yeah, that's why we
I-
ride the horses. She gets to ride on Bean because that's the biggest horse, and he's the most graceful and the nicest. And Bean is just the best. Jacob, you can either ride on Willow because I know she's very nice, and then or Bolt, but Bolt just kind of wants to ride. Jacob, you can ride on Willow, and then I'll ride on Bolt.
All right.
That's actually a really good idea.
Thank you.
Right. So, while you guys are working on that, Rhea,
Yep.
Here we go.
you're
Time to get arrested.
You're out and about, and as you
Oh,
are,
that's so cute.
as you're
very
walking
lonely.
around the town, you definitely still see symbols of air on buildings. It looks like, I mean, it's been some time where people have been scrubbing, them off their storefronts or whatever. Some people have been doing that. So there's some that are only partially there, and someone's still working on it, and that. But you definitely see probably like the equivalent of every 6 to 10 buildings.
Mhm.
There's a symbol of air been painted on the building.
Okay.
So it's pretty extensive.
Yep.
And what else are you doing?
Well, can I do what I typed to you?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to say? That's fine.
Yep, keeping that
Oh, good deal.
secret.
Okay. So
Alrighty.
you spend quite a bit of time doing that. I mean, it's you put a lot into it. I'll say that. I don't want to give away your secrets. So you put a lot into it.
Hmm.
So it's taking time, and it does seem to be having an effect.
It does.
Yes. Here,
Okay.
I'll whisper you some more info.
Okay. And does it? How much does that cost me?
I'll whisper it to you.
Okay.
Okay, so the rest of you, Ray's out doing that. You guys are now kind of all dudded up and ready to go.
Oh, thank God Diana's proficient in history, because she's going to have to do so many checks on noble names. Fuck.
Don't ask Oak. Don't expect Oak to answer any questions except fighting ones.
Yeah,
Oh,
essentially, Oak is the silent burly type. Keyword silent.
But if he sees an
I
animal,
don't-
he is going to be like, and go over and pet it. No matter what animal.
I forgot this, and he's gonna point at his green. It probably shouldn't be as bad as it is.
Fucker nuts. I don't have blue cloth to use.
Um,
And I can't risk tearing your robes.
it's fine. I'll be fine.
Okay, Jason, the shirt that Oak got in the Dwarven City, was that blue?
I believe it was.
Okay. Oak is gonna go into his room, he's gonna tear off the fabric that they
Oh
added
God.
to the shirt, and then he'll hand it to Jacob and he'll be like, there you go.
I mean, it works. Oak, where did you get that?
I had another shirt.
Why didn't you tell me you already had a shirt?
Because that one had a very large seam around the middle that added fabric to it.
Fair.
Alright.
And you just tore that seam, didn't you?
Yeah, but I can fix it.
Fair.
He has been doing remarkably well with sewing.
What's nice is Oak never poked her in the boobs. He would have poked a corset. He would have never hurt her. The way that I have these dresses.
That's good.
There's a way.
If there's a will, there's a way.
So, can I take away the point of damage?
Sure.
Because, like,
Why not?
those corsets, they're not flexible back then the way they are now.
And I've heard corsets from back then are actually pretty comfortable.
Are they? Because all the ones I've read about are fucking atrocious.
Well, I think it's more the Victorian ones that are
Yeah.
comfortable.
Logic my way out of a point of damage.
Yeah, because
Jacob
that's what
will
corsets
quickly
aren't
switch.
comfortable now.
No shit! Okay, so I had to wear a corset for a convention I went to back in November when I got my hair dyed, and oh my God, did I feel like I was dying.
Yeah, because
Then
corsets
again,
now
that
aren't
was-
made to be comfortable.
Yeah,
have
then again, it was a
bras.
whalebone corset, so...
And it probably wasn't made properly. Or something.
It was very pretty, though.
Jacob is just gonna quickly switch the cloths. Alright, let's go.
Diana's gonna have to take the entire ride there, muttering to herself, and all Jacob and Oak are gonna hear from her is her just reciting everything she remembers about her kingdom and the way it works and the family lines and the different generals that were there, and just trying to remember as much as she can, because if she can focus on what she knows, she's not gonna panic trying to be a princess.
Can Jacob do a history check to try to get some more information as well about
Absolutely.
the area?
Absolutely.
Make sure he's got a better understanding of what's going on.
Oh, it's gonna be one of those days.
12.
You get some information. Hold on 1 second so I can.
Oh boy, my favorite.
Okay. You remember, um, as Diana is kind of almost rambling on. I mean, she's like kind of going through like a litany of different things, but it seems like she's kind of jumping around in her memory between from one thing to another, and it's what she remembers and what she's kind of saying to herself. Some of it almost under her breath, so it's kind of hard to follow along completely. But you do pick up quite a bit, and you hear a name that you find familiar. It's De Regno Pulsus. And you said, wait a minute. And you kind of think back, and you do a little translation in your head, and you're like, wait a minute, that's Kingdom of the Shifted. Seem to remember something about there being a kingdom up in the north, not actually on this
Oh,
continent.
fun fact. Diana has told Jacob everything about her history
Oh, okay.
prior to meeting Oak and Rhea.
Okay, so you already know all this.
Yeah, and she knows
Yep.
everything about him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so you don't really pull any new information because it's all stuff she's told you before.
Right. This is more of a, all right, let's get my refresher going.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's you remember it without a problem.
Oh god, I need to think of how to talk like a princess.
I don't, do I need to speak, or is it just you? I don't, how are we doing this?
Well, generally when princesses or emissaries leave, we generally take one guard and one scholar at least just for translator purposes. I think I'm gonna have to do most of the talking, and I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna have to flirt with the guy. But other than that, we should be fine. As her voice
Awesome.
cracks a little.
Well, I mean, whatever ends up happening, you have me and you have Oak, and as much as you don't like it right now, you do have Friend.
Speaking of, isn't the wife the one hosting the party?
Uh-oh.
That doesn't stop a nobleman from hitting on princesses.
Yeah, but it
Very
doesn't
true.
guarantee that he's going. The husband is going to be there.
That doesn't stop a noble woman from hitting on the princess. We don't. we
That
don't
is
approve of it.
true. That's actually
Hey, maybe she
very
looked at
common.
the strong silent tap who looked dangerous.
Oh, maybe she's
one
into. Oh no.
is asexual.
What?
The one who's asexual.
And aromantic.
Hopefully, she's not into scholars.
Either way, we should be fine. You guys are making me question my decision now.
Well, we're already doing it, so no reason to question it.
Onward.
Okay.
All right, so you guys saddle up the horses.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Diana's gonna be sitting there going, I haven't had to ride side saddle in so long. I feel like I'm gonna slide off.
Oak, wouldn't it be better if she rode on the same horse as you?
No, because she's
No.
a princess.
Well, yeah, wouldn't she, a god? I don't know.
No, if any male is within 5 feet of me, generally my father had them whipped.
Okay, got it. That's all right. Cool.
Yeah,
He's very
lover boy.
protective.
Yeah, lover boy, go stand 10 feet away.
What?
My father was very protective of me.
Denial.
Okay. That cough is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, I know.
At this point,
So,
Frame is gonna try to hide himself in like the front of his clothes.
Okay.
Oak will help Diana get on top of get situated on Bean, and then he'll get on his horse. Well, then he'll help Jacob onto Willow,
Okay.
and then he'll get
No,
on
no,
his
it's
horse.
fine. Just let him do it by himself. Okay.
You're gonna fall.
And just so you know, I would say that I did a little looking and researching on it, but it's a spider is considered tiny, and by D&D rules, even a tiny creature takes up like a small and medium take up a 5 foot square. A tiny creature takes up half that, and
Yep.
so now technically a human being doesn't really take up a 5 foot, 5 by 5,
Yeah.
25 square feet of space. Okay, it's a smaller amount of that, but still, you know, 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet. Even if you take a small percentage of that, that means a tiny creature is still probably you're looking at maybe a tarantula size.
Exactly, a tarantula.
All right, then big boy tarantula. Let's go. He's gonna try to hide inside of Jacob's.
Which he can. I mean, it's still. I mean,
You could also just say that this tarantula is an experiment or something. Like this guy just follows me. I don't know.
Oh boy, he hides really.
who rolled for what?
Yeah,
Tarantula
Harim's
hides
head
really
is just
well.
like Harim's head is just like outside, like a bow tie on Jacob's clothing, and his two little front legs are just sticking out and waving around.
Yep.
All right.
Time for Diana to make an ass of herself. Now, here, I have a question. Would she only be doing persuasion? Because she's not lying when she says she's a princess.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it would be persuasion checks, unless you outright say something false. You try to lie about something. Yeah, then I'll have you roll deception. But as long as you're saying truthful stuff, then it's all persuasion.
Okay.
Now, if you start, if someone says, what are you doing here, and you say something along the lines of,
I wanted to see the house before the ball.
okay, that's truthful, but at the same time, it's not the whole truth.
Okay, but there's a difference between withholding information and straight up lying.
Well, yeah, but there's also for there, I wouldn't have you roll a deception check for that. But like when I'm saying, like when you go to the ball, and if someone, you're walking around where you shouldn't be, what are you doing up here?
I got lost.
Okay, that's a lie.
Yeah, but
yeah, that's my point. Most of the time it's going to be persuasion. Unless you're
Would
lying.
Oak or Jacob be lying or persuading? Because
not if she answers for them.
Yeah.
but like, what if Oak they have directly asked Oak a question?
Diana will still step in and answer only because she can use the unless I give them an order to speak, they don't.
Okay.
See, that'll
But
be
there's no.
really good.
But if Oak
would be
sees
a
an
lie.
animal, if Oak sees an animal, then
I mean, it's not going to be far-fetched to have him go play with an animal or anything, simply for the fact of the matter if they come from a kingdom full of shifters.
yeah, but still, he's a lost cause if he sees an animal. Yeah. Just fair warning. So if there's a dog or a cat or anything,
Do I need to charm you?
All right, note to self:
No.
animals and ask Oak direct questions. Oh wait, was I supposed to say that out loud?
Yes.
No!
All right. So you guys are riding the horses. You get to. You wanted to go to the manor itself. First off,
Yeah.
trying to get a look at it. Okay. So, let's see here.
The map.
Give it a moment. It's loading.
Ooh, music.
So, you should see near. You should be kind of near the bottom of the page here.
Oh, hold on, I need to reload. Roll 20.
It's gonna be so big compared to our fucking icons.
That's where you guys should be.
It's nice music.
Ah, good. You can hear it.
Nah, I can't hear it anymore.
Anyway, you should be outside the manor. Right now, it's just
Who hung up?
Oak, Diana, and
Hey,
Jacob and Rim.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
All right. So you guys should be outside the manor and be able to see that.
Yes, it's really dope.
Ah, there I am.
Is it supposed to be all grayed out and black?
You might need to
Yep.
scroll out and down.
Yeah, you got to go near the bottom. You should be able to see your character.
Yeah, no, I'm just questioning. Is it supposed to be all gray and stuff?
Yeah, you can't see.
Okay.
You can't see inside.
Yeah, but we want to.
I have anxiety trying to do this now.
Also, yeah, coolio.
Good talk.
And Diane's be like, just remember, let me do most of the talking. If a question needs to be answered by one of you, I will address you specifically to answer.
Okay. Jacob's like, king isn't my forte. But I trust you.
I talk real good.
We're doomed.
And then Oak just laughs maniacally.
Well, time for... Yep. Did we lose the DM?
No,
I don't
I'm here.
Okay, I'm like, you're not speaking.
Yeah, I'm just checking something.
Can I like piggyback on Oak just so I can see things? Because I'd like to. Like
Well,
I know
you
I'm not there.
You should be able to see now. I changed your setting. You couldn't see because there was no light out there.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can see now.
Yeah, I changed your setting for a little bit there, but all right. So you approach and you see the manor before you.
I changed my mind. Maybe we should leave.
Nope.
Jacob is just gonna kind of grasp at Diana's hand. All right.
Are we still on the horses?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Look.
Oak is like slowly reaching towards the reins on Diana's horse. So she decides to bolt.
Oh, I have so much anxiety. I haven't been in a house like this since I was 13, sleeping with the Lord's son.
Oh,
What?
Okay. Jacob's just gonna hold the hand. Just like, hey, it's all right.
Okay,
You got this.
Diana, I have a question for you, but I think it can wait.
What's the question?
Not right now.
Did by like 9, were you all grown up, or did you age like a human?
I age like a human.
Okay. Good to know. Humans are weird.
Thanks.
You just age so slowly.
Yeah, we get that out.
I didn't try.
Fully grown by 9, okay? I had acne
Okay,
when I was
whatever.
6.
You had acne at 9 years old?
Yeah,
You
I'm
mentioned it
19.
before.
I have been alive for 19 years. How many? How long
Wait,
is
if
that?
you're fully matured at the age of 9,
Yeah, I'm like I'm still
we're
like
getting off topic.
yeah, we're getting off topic. We'll talk about this later.
Anyways, just gonna squeeze the hand. You got this. If anyone can talk their way through anything, it's you.
Only if the
Go get
gods
him.
agree.
Go get
There
him.
are no gods. It's just the plants and the spirits of them. So just be on their good side.
About the
And
dice gods. Oh
Still.
god. Diane's gonna have to take multiple deep and slow breaths to try and calm herself down. Like, she has so much anxiety, guys. Just
wouldn't someone
I can do
announce
this.
that the princess there's
this.
a princess coming to the house? Like, I don't think the princess would announce herself.
No, she wouldn't.
Would that be mine or Oak's job?
Oh fuck.
I think that would be Oak's job.
Oak, you knock on the door.
But it's a gate.
Gate, door, something,
It's
whatever.
not one of these.
Okay. Oak will go up to the gate and he'll be like, anybody there? He's like looking to see if like there's anyone first. And wondering.
No, you don't see anyone. The door is what you see is this extremely large 2-story manor that is built of very high quality stone, and it seems to be just kitted out to the nines. It is every form of opulence that you can imagine is being used to decorate this thing. It's like this is all ready for the Masquerade Ball tomorrow. I mean, it's not Christmas looking decorations, but it is like the sheer amount of decorations that a completely fanatic
Insane
Christmas person would have in a
Yeah.
house. This is Clark Griswold times 10.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it is just totally, it's bedazzled. I mean,
Yeah. It's
Oak, help
sparkly.
me down, will you?
Oak will get off his horse first. And he's on Bolt. And I have to make that clear. And then he will hold out his hand, Diana down, and then he'll be like, "Yo, there's a princess here!
Oh no!
My good dudes! There's a princess!"
Oh my god! Oak, no!
So you're just
Friend.
yelling out there.
Yep.
Okay.
Knock knock. Who's there? Oh hey, it's Princess Diana.
You wait a while. You don't hear any response.
Oak pushes to see if the gate will move.
Well, the large double doors that are in front of you. It's not really a gate. It's just this.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Okay.
giant set of double doors. They're about a good 12 feet tall at the apex. They're kind of the.
So we
the
are at the front door of the manor.
You're at the front door of a huge manor.
Okay.
Okay, so not to the front gardens, but the manor itself?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Diana's gonna look at Oak and tell him, knock as hard as you can without damaging the wood.
So like the police knock or
much.
Okay. And then Oak will just bang on the door.
Okay. So you
3 times.
You hit the door right next to this huge knocker.
Yep.
And
Just
3
hits the
loud
door.
times. And
No,
you-
he doesn't know how to count to 3, so he does it like 12 times.
Diana will tell him she'll count for him.
Okay.
But he doesn't know how to count.
She does.
Okay. You're assuming Oak thinks everyone knows how to count.
No, Diana will tell him 1, 2, 3, you're fine.
Okay, but then Oak just knocks one more time, like just quick tap on the door to be like, meh.
Okay. And then a little bit later, like a couple minutes later, the doors open, and there standing before you is a gentleman in the uniform of a butler, and he looks at you all
I
and,
want to do the knock knock Princess Diana joke.
and, and says, "Can I help you?"
Diana, just trying to remember as many manners as she can as a kid, would slightly bow and curtsy the way she was trained to before standing forward and go, "Yes, we are meant to be guests for the masquerade tomorrow evening, and I was hoping I could speak to the lord or the lady of the house."
Yes, may I ask again, who is calling?
Who's calling?
How the fuck do we pronounce the kingdom again?
Uh, this is the kingdom of Arkspire.
No, hers.
Oh, hers. Wait, let me pull it up again, because...
Can I just say Kingdom of the Shifters and just assume she
Yes.
says it in Latin?
De Regno Pulsus.
The Regno Persus?
Pulsus. P-U-L-S.
Persus.
Can we just
Pulsus.
pretend she pronounces it correctly?
Sure.
But no, she'd be like, Princess Diana of the Northern Shifter Kingdoms.
Good. Yes. Please,
And then
Have
Oak will give her.
come this way. And he...
Oak is gonna give a really big smile to show off his sharp, pointy teeth.
he notices you, and it looks like he kind of gets a little unnerved, as far as you can tell, but this guy's obviously pretty good at his job and being formal, and he keeps his composure. And he...
But Oak is genuinely trying to have a friendly smile.
Oh, yes. And he says, yes, please, follow me, and he brings you in a little ways into the room, right to about between these two large stone benches on this walkway.
There.
Right, yep, right about there. And he gestures to either one of them and says,
Diana should be in the middle.
Please have a seat, if you would, and rest. I shall be right back." And he
Thank you very much.
and he takes off at a very brisk walk. He's like,
Diana,
he's like walk running, you know. It's almost a power walk, but not quite.
and Diana's just like, well, we're in the door.
This is a big
that's
house.
Oh,
I didn't know houses could be this big.
oh yeah, this is common among nobility.
I don't like it. It's too big.
And
You get used to it.
But it's too big. It shouldn't be. Houses should be like small tents. Okay? That's
Oh, just stop for now.
okay. I'm just saying, these people have too many
I
things.
get it. I get it.
I hope they have a dog.
all right, and coming down the steps after a few minutes.
I have to have it so zoomed out so I can actually see.
And coming down the steps, you see a very beautiful middle-aged woman who is wearing a gorgeous dress.
Oh, so much for seduction.
And she comes down this way and eventually makes her way up to you guys.
If she's walking slowly like that, Oak is kind of just go under his breath.
But no, once she's in front of them, because it's obvious she is of a higher class, Diana's going to do a mild bow again and hope to God Jacob at least gets the hint to do so as well. Oak, it doesn't matter because of the whole guard thing, but
Oak will still like do the little tilt thing, just like I recognize that you are status, and I shall pay my respects to the tilt of the bow thing.
tilt of the mouth thing.
Yes, exactly.
Jacob will just, he'll bow a bit.
Yeah, and so he's technically a guard. Oak is gonna stand like just a bit behind Diana.
That's fine.
Just see. Okay, so, and the lady kind of bow curtsies back in your direction, and she says, "Welcome to my home. I am Kendall Redstone. It is a pleasure to meet you."
It's a pleasure to meet you as well, Lady Redstone.
Is it the redstone thing, dude?
I know.
To what do I owe the honor of this visit?
Well, I've only been within the Southern Kingdoms for some time now, and getting an invitation to a masquerade of all things piqued my interest.
Oh, wonderful. So you will be attending tomorrow night?
Yes, myself and my scholar.
Oh, most excellent. What can I do for you this fine day?
I'm afraid, not being familiar with the southern area, I tend to have a bit of anxiety when it comes to large crowds. So I was hoping I could just get a small tour of your home before the masquerade.
I suppose I can walk you around a little bit. It it would take quite a while to show you everything. I
Well, then
wouldn't
it's a
want
good
to
thing
take
that
up too much of your time.
Well, it's wonderful that I cleared up my entire day to come meet with you then.
Oak is like vibrating with the straining, just like I want to talk. I want to say something. Like he's visibly shaking, and his face is going red.
So, so she says, well, then your Majesty, it is an honor to show you our humble abode. Please, if you will, join me. And she gestures for you to walk up side by side with her.
Diana will thank her again softly, and as she goes to stand up next to her, she gives Jacob a small smile. And while she has Lady Redstone's back to Jacob, that is when he would need to start spreading out the familiars.
Okay. All right. So, you go ahead and move up next to her, and she's all turned around, and
All right. If she isn't looking,
oh no, she doesn't care about you. You're commoners.
yep, awesome. Jacob is going to go on ahead and you know what? Screw it. Why not? Third level, he is going to have a flock of familiars. And
Go, my spiders. Be free.
so 3 more additional spiders show up because each level above second gives an extra one. Are in and are basically one is going to stay on Jacob. The other 3 are just going to try to scurry out.
Okay, so here, this is what I'm gonna do.
Scuttle, my spider, scuttle.
Oh boy, look at all the rims.
Tiny baby.
It's all the good boys.
So we got one with me. We're gonna send one this way. We're gonna send one.
Okay, hold on. Don't move them around just yet.
Gotcha. What?
I am giving each one a color. Okay, except for the original has no color, but the other three. That way,
Because he's the best one.
yeah, that way you can tell me, okay, I'm gonna move, the red one, and he's going over here, and
So, red is gonna head this way. Nice. Green is gonna head this way, and blue is gonna kind of trail behind for a little bit before they get up to this higher path.
okay.
Question: is it known, just common knowledge, that the redstones are collectors?
It is known, yes, common knowledge is that these people are purveyors of fine things. They own a trading company. They do very well. They do business all the way over with Durngarum. They even do business with the elves in the southeast, and they do business with all along the coast with the each kingdom. And when they, see something of great beauty or value, they are usually one of the first ones there at auctions. Uh, one of them or their representatives to.
Oh wow! So this
inquire.
is a treat for the redstone to have. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is they are getting to show off their collection. They are very much into being the envy of high society for having the most material things, the most craziest beautiful art and all that stuff.
Please
So
don't
as
kidnap
soon
Diana.
as Oak like the second she turned the lady of the house turns her back to back to her and him and Jacob. Oak is just like and just kind of like bristles and like shakes and just like and he just like has this tiny little freak out and he's just like don't like, but he doesn't like, it's like very quietly he says that. It's just like
Okay.
but and then he goes back with the red face and visibly shaking, trying not to talk.
Okay.
But also it's now from anger because he does not like this place or the people.
All right. So, what happens is, um, Lady Kendall decides to take you over. Gonna go to the left, first off, and so she takes you. Once it'll allow me to do this, boom, over this direction here.
As as movement,
Yep. Go
blue
ahead.
boys.
You go ahead and move your
Boop.
flock of spiders. I don't. What is a group of spiders called?
That honestly don't know, but
I want to look it up.
Yeah, me too.
this one's gonna continue down that path.
Oh, it's called a cluster or a clutter.
I like cluster. I like that. That one's better. Actually, we need to be specific here. This is a cluster fuck of spiders.
You're not
So,
wrong.
I just realized I'm looking out of 32 sets of eyes.
Yes.
Who's the blind one now?
I mean, hey, it'll help with your photographic memory.
Oak can use bee sense and take over one of them.
All right. So she takes you through into the hallway, and as you walk past the center here, she explains how their beautiful fountain that they have here is was actually procured from the mines of the Storm Ridge Mountains, where this marble was originally pulled and handcrafted by the finest artisans. And she goes on and on about it for a good 5 minutes, and then pulls you in this direction to this hallway, where she says, and next I shall show you our glorious dining facilities, which I am sure you will absolutely adore tomorrow night when we are feasting. It you shall see that it is definitely service fit for royalty. As she
Well, I am glad to hear that you take such good care of your visitors and patrons whenever they come here.
Oh, absolutely. And she leads you in and past the hallway, and when you get into that hallway, you can see it leads a long ways down. You should be able to see lighted down.
Yeah, I saw.
And you have noticed that in the main hall there were a couple guards, and in that main like atrium, you know, whatever you want to call that main entryway, there were a couple guards in the back, and there is one guard in this hallway way down the way, and he seems to be kind of patrolling back and forth, up and down.
I would like everyone to know in my notes, Redstone's labeled as fucking show-off narcissists. So.
Nice.
Diana's gonna
You're not
turn to
wrong.
Lady. Diana's gonna turn to Lady Redstone and ask her, now, given the number of people that is expected to be here for the masquerade, I hope you don't take offense in me asking what your security measures are going to be.
have no fear, Your Highness. We have the finest guards. Currently, they are all preparing for the big day, and the evening's festivities tomorrow night. But have no fear. We have security well handled. I mean, I shall show you in a moment the absolute peak of our household.
If at any point Diana makes a point to say like, "Oh yeah, I've got a great guard too," and like turn around and like show off Oak is gonna make sure he's picking his nose.
Oh my god, please don't. But no, she's gonna be. I would appreciate that very much. It's only been within the last 50 or so years that my people have been welcomed here. So, I'm just a tad concerned about opinions.
Yes. Well, as you can see, Your Grace, my household has no problems with any peoples, no matter where they are from or their bloodlines.
Uh-oh.
I have no issues with any of that, nor will I tolerate such, shall we say, bad form in my home.
Then you are already a blessing among many.
Thank you.
As they're having this conversation,
One second. She says, well, my thanks are to you, Your Grace. I attribute such feelings as how my father and has raised me in this business, and having to meet so many wonderful people across this great continent of ours. It's made me come to see how wonderful people are, no matter where they are from.
If she turns around and looks at like Jacob and Oak, like Oak is gonna make like Oak is like scratching behind his ear like a dog.
Okay. She
Are
does
we-
she does kind of glance her way and give slight nods. She's not even though you are not royalty, and so you're not, you're commoners. You're still with the princess, and as people, she's not giving you any signs that you can tell that she dislikes you. And in fact, I need a perception check from anyone who's back there. And
time.
pretty much anyone can at this point.
It's time for 3 perception rolls all at once.
Oak is too busy scratching his ear.
Yeah, Oak, you don't notice anything.
I got a 23!
Mhm.
Oh goodness. Well, let me. Goodness, it's just a D20 roll. It's going to be 3 different D20s. The modifiers.
Yes, Cooper, you're adorable. Can I help you?
While you're rolling that, I will be
9.
I will be right back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Diana's over here like, please shoot me.
She's such a wonderful person, though.
Diana's literally, if you could see the inside of her mind right now, she's pretty much gnawing at a bone to keep her cool.
See, Oak is seriously planning on burning this place down now.
And Rhea is doing something.
Well, yeah, that's what Rhea is. But Oak is just like, I'm burning this place down. I hate this place. I want it gone. I hate the people. I hate the building. I hate.
What?
No, he's not saying
Yeah.
this out loud.
Oh, sorry, I was putting the neck.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Eh,
All right.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for the moment for Diana to be like, yeah, it's hard to actually find people you can trust, hence why I have literally only 2 people within my inner circle.
And then Oak will be like, no, you've got another. You've got a good sorcerer too, and
The thing is, when it comes to conversations like these, what the lady sees is what Diana is willing to show her.
yeah, but Oak would speak up. It doesn't matter.
He's
willing to show
the lady the boobas.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I've been holding that in forever.
What you can see is what you can get.
All right. So,
One thing I wanted to do.
yes.
From who?
From her last comment, does she seem genuine with what she said?
Give me an insight check.
Oh, I should probably do that too.
15.
18.
Ooh, it's the typing. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You could just tell us since we both rolled.
Yeah.
Or is our rolls just far enough apart?
It could be just far enough apart. There could be 2 different things of information. Okay. But while this conversation's going on, Green Boy is gonna just head up this path.
Since he's a spider, can't he crawl along the ceilings to make sure none of the guards see him?
I mean, that's his plan. He's probably already on the roof as much as he can be.
So much typing.
It's probably a lot of information that you're getting. This random spurt of typing is brought to you by Critical Hit Gaming Supply.
Oh my god.
Make sure for any checkout that you make, put in TOGG15 to get 15% off of your order.
Okay. All right. Also,
Okay.
just so you know, Diana, too, you have currently, thanks to the voice
Me?
of Zeke Eberly.
Man, don't know who that is.
Yes, you have advantage on.
No,
on,
I gave Zeke.
You gave them each.
And-
Those are still in effect. So
Yeah, so I gave both of you advantage.
yeah, so Diana.
Oh shit.
Diana has 2
2
that
chances.
she can use whenever she wants. Jacob has 1.
Yep.
Now.
Oh yay.
What I am gonna do from this point on, because didn't say this before, is if you don't use an advantage that you've been given within that session or the very next at the latest, you'll lose it.
All right.
That's fair.
Because otherwise, you guys just over time could just like stack up like, okay, I've got 20 of them.
I didn't even know they could carry over, so
Well,
Oh,
it depends. If it starts getting too much, I may either need to raise point values or make it a one session and one session only thing, or make some
I thought it was a
adjustments.
one session only.
Yeah, we'll
Hey,
see.
now you
I'm
know.
allowing a carryover for now since there's not that many.
Okay.
Okay, what the heck was that?
Was it a
Sorry,
dog?
I was shaking my mic.
It's had some nice reverb.
So now I also those perception checks. Diana is the only one who notices. So you see when Lady Redstone happens to look back over at Oak and Jacob and everything. Her gaze kind of lingers on Oak, and a slight smile
I
hits-
knew it.
hits the edge of her mouth just a little bit.
Did I call it or what?
Oh no.
Diana does not care because it wasn't to Jacob.
I fucking called it.
And then she turns back to you after the exchange, and as she walks you around the entire, walks you around the table and around the entire dining area, the dining hall, and you can see that, I mean, it can seat quite a number of people in.
Wait,
in
I
the
have a
dining
quick
hall.
question, really quick.
Yes.
So you rolled for the 3 other spiders. Why didn't you roll perception for yourself?
I didn't think about that.
That's true.
Don't worry about that part. Hold up. Goodness. Is my perception roll my regular roll, or is it still
No, it's your
based off
regular. It's your regular.
natural
Oh,
20?
Yeah. So yeah, you also notice that.
Because he's supposed to be keeping track of everything he sees around him for openings and everything.
Well, the whole thing is that would be based off of his hearing, not necessarily his vision, if
Yeah.
it's rolling for Jacob.
Vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're using a spider right now, which is vision.
That's the 3 other spiders, is OG Hrim.
Yeah.
Blue
This
boy,
this
green
is
boy.
three spiders, but then you still have to roll for Hrim,
Oh, okay.
which is your regular perception roll.
Coolio.
And so yeah, you also notice through Hrim's eyes, who's kind of poking his little head just a little bit out, like just like
With the
Oak
little
said.
legs.
And you notice that kind of lingering gaze on Oak with a slight smile, and then just kind of, I mean, there's even with that roll, you even notice her eyes kind of do the travel down and back up thing.
Oh, gross.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
That's
What
Jacob
does
is just going
Diana
to
see
silent.
What was your roll again? Oh yeah, you did too. Yeah, you're both.
And Diana's just gonna, and she can't help but giggle a little bit.
Jacob is going to sit there and in his mind, well, at least it's not me this time.
And so she takes you, as I was saying, all the way around the dining hall, and she's explaining everything about it, about the table, how they're actually this table is actually made of 3 individual planks from the massive trees that are over near the wildlands that are way to the east.
Oak starts to get very angry. Like he's not gonna say anything, but with anger because she took down very big old trees. And that's
Diana's just gonna smile to her, it's like it, and just kind of like listen and nod along with what she's saying, because even Diana isn't materialistic. Every time she gets money or gifts from people she used to be with, she would just give it away. So,
But yeah, she takes you kind of. I mean, you guys do like a full circuit, like all the way around, like this. You can see that line.
yeah.
Okay,
And
I'm moving my
Diana's-
character around so I can just like kind of get a view.
Yeah, I just want to know what this corner is.
I know exactly.
There we go. All right, we're good.
There we go. I'm back.
But no, Diana's going to look to Lady Red. I
Yep.
can't talk. Lady Redstone, and smile at Tad and go, "You really hold no stops, do you?"
Oh no, not at all. I mean, we need to keep up with our status as the finest purveyors of the finest goods in the world. And
Yes, I did hear your family is collectors of sorts, are they not?
oh, absolutely, yes. In fact, I will show you our crown jewel in just a little bit. But first,
Goodbye.
shall we continue?
That would be wonderful.
All right. So, she takes you through this next door.
Ooh, a piano.
Yep.
Oh, piano!
And where you can see there's
Oh god, it froze.
the ballroom. And in the ballroom,
Diana, the moment she sees that grand piano, her entire face is just gonna light up and she cannot stop her tail from wagging.
yeah, and
it is a very visible tail wag.
And you all would notice she kind of looks at you and smiles, pleased, because she knows that she has impressed you at least a little bit, and feels good
Diana
about
will-
herself.
Diana will actually look at her and go, "This may seem unorthodox, but do you mind?" And she'll point to the piano.
No, not at all, Your Grace. Uh, please, if you will, and she steps around over to here and pulls the bench seat out for you. And
There's an instrument. Are you surprised?
No, I'm just
No.
laughing.
Both of you at the same time just a disappointed no.
No.
No, I'm just laughing at the fact that if you roll really bad, she's gonna have
Yeah,
to
but I
fake
have
that
two
she liked it.
advantages.
That's
No,
true.
and she's gotta fake that she liked it.
Yep,
I'm so
and-
ready.
Yeah, but I have two advantages.
And what
And
you
performance is my biggest thing.
and what you see when you look at this piano, this is not just a grand piano. the the black coloring is just really deep and shiny, and it doesn't look like it is wood and painted. This is something else. And she starts commenting as she's pulling the bench seat out for you. Yes, this piano is actually entirely made out of black opal.
You have a solid slate grand piano.
Holy shit.
Oak is still in the room. I'm just letting
Basically.
Rhea follow us.
Yep.
And Diana's going to just smile and be like, "Do you mind if I play it?"
Of course. And she gestures to the bench seat.
Oh god, please, dice gods, love me today.
Now remember, you have to declare if you're using your advantage before you make the roll.
I'm probably gonna roll again and use that advantage.
Well,
Because I don't know how that works.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you before I hit the button.
yeah, it's basically you have to say, okay, I'm going to roll with advantage, so that when you roll, then you look at both numbers and take the highest.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I hit the button before you said that.
But what I will allow you to do this one time, because I did not say that, is you can use that 14, or I will allow you to roll a second time, but you have to use the first number regardless of what it is. So it's either the 14 or whatever the first number is.
Just go.
So can I was gonna say, can I kind of want to roll and see what it is first.
Well, you can't. That's the
Gotta- That's the point of gambling. That's exactly what gambling is, okay? This is why I don't gamble. Unless it's a video game.
Yes, I want a higher number.
Well, you can use one of the advantages and risk it, and then you'll either have the 14 or whatever the other one is, whichever is higher.
Don't.
So if I use the advantage, I can roll the second time and just go whichever one was higher.
Right, but you're only looking at the first number in each. But from now on, after that, if you want to use an advantage. you
Okay,
have
so
to
I
declare it ahead
can't-
of time.
I'm gonna use the advantage nonetheless, so I can roll a second time and see which one's higher.
Yes. So the 14 is the highest.
Sad.
Okay. So
I could have done so much better, Dice Gods. Why do you hate me?
That's why I said just stick with the 14.
let's see how well she likes it. Okay. You play, like, how long do you play? Just like one song or what?
Just a little bit to get a feel for the keys, seeing as she rolled shit.
Okay. And when you stop, she smiles and politely claps and says, "That was marvelous."
I'm afraid I'm a bit more of a string player, to be honest.
Oh, but if
aren't
you'd
the
like,
pianos
we
as-
have, and you notice that there are 2 string instruments and a.
Isn't the piano
and
a
a
string instrument?
Actually, no, the piano's not considered a string.
It's
What
considered
she means by
percussion.
string.
I know what a string instrument is. I was just wondering if piano was classified.
No.
Not really.
I'm still gonna look it up.
It is, but it isn't. All right, so unless you'd like to
Embarrass
more.
myself further.
unless you'd like to do more there, she will continue with the tour for you guys.
Diana's like so sad now because she's normally such a good player.
So she
Oh yeah, the piano is a percussion instrument.
leads you up this
Glad we
way.
cleared that up.
Sad ear droops are sad.
She leads you up towards the nice double doors here at this side of the hall.
Diana's gonna see the double doors on the other side though and just calmly ask, "What about that way?"
Oh, that that leads to storage and where the servants and the kitchen staff all work. There's nothing enjoyable back there.
If you say so, I would love to see what kind of a kitchen you have though.
Well, we can come back around to it if you insist, but I would really love to show you the rest of the what our offerings are here, so you know what you can be looking forward to during the festivities tomorrow night.
Of course, if we have time towards the end.
Excellent. So she leads you out and down this hall, and
As they're walking down the hall, Diana's going to strike up small conversation and go, "So you said your father got you into this? The collections and sorts."
Yes, and kind of she stops for a second and just points down towards the north end of this hallway, and there's a door down there, and she just points down that way and says, "Oh, and should you be needing it, the powder room is right there. So if you need to excuse yourself at any time during the party, you'll know where to go." And
Oh, got a bad idea.
as she continues down this way, and is kind of in the midst of your conversation, she's also pointing out that each of the rooms to the left and the right, going down this hall, are guest quarters. And she kind of mentions during that she almost kind of gives you the little kind of side elbow nudge a little bit and says, "Should you find any entertainment tomorrow night?"
Diana would laugh at that and go, "I appreciate the offer, but I'm afraid I prefer the more humble knowledge types over nobility like myself."
And then
Very-
denial.
Everything
very,
all right?
Very well. And then in answering your question, she also, because this was kind of interspersed with your conversation. So in answering your question, she also she would say, "Yes, my great grandfather actually started our trading business. Um, that was actually not very long after the about 80 years after the end of the Vorn Wars. Uh, he started this company and passed it down to my grandfather, and then down to my father, and my mother and father, not having any male heirs, left the business to me. And fortunately, I found a capable husband to to be by my side and help me with the ins and outs of the business. And honestly, it was my dear Alton who really got the the gift of sight and being able to see things of beauty.
Sight.
Yes, he's the one with the eye for details, and he introduced me to collecting, and
Eyes.
and thus we have. we- Jeez, you guys. Thus we have found a passion in both each other and in the beautiful objects that we are able to acquire.
Do you have any particular interests, or is it just anything rare? I guess is the word I'm looking for.
I would say for me it is things of rare beauty. For Alton, it is things of rare significance.
Ah, so he's a historian in a sense?
Yes, you could say that. Now, and
Jake.
this conversation is going as you're continuing down the hall, and I will give you, you'll have about 4 turns of moving your spiders around there, Jacob. So where are you moving them to?
Well, goodness me, I can't tell where the red boy is anymore. He's over here on this side path because I don't have eyes on him.
Oh,
Um,
okay, hold on. Let me. You should have some vision for that.
but
I'm gonna give them. That should do.
Things are about to light. Oh god, there we go.
Blah, blah.
There's so much light. Okay. Yeah. This red one's just gonna continue on, just kind of scope out what he can.
Onwards, my creepy crawly.
Just traveling on
but
the roof.
Diana, hearing that her husband's a bit of a historian type, she'll just smile and go, I can understand the interest myself. I'm a purveyor of the arts. I prefer music and stories over collections, I suppose.
Well, stories can be a collection of their own, can't they?
This blue one is gonna try. No. Does there seem to be the green one where he's at? Is there anything that's past that door?
You would have to get past the door in order to figure that out.
Is the door like all the
Spider-
way to the? Well, I guess the spider is too small or too large to get through that. Then
Yeah, it's you're not looking at like an old shack where there's like a good 6-inch gap between the bottom of the door and the
I guess
and the floor. This is a well built structure, and so there's there's some tight seams. So there's not anything that a spider that size is going to be able to squeeze through.
Right. Um, actually, I have a question just real fast. I'm moving the red boy around big time, just
Okay.
real fast just to see. Is this a staircase that I can see here, or is that not there?
Ping where you're
Goodness.
talking about. No, you can't actually see that.
Okay, I just
No,
wanted to make sure.
those areas should not actually be gray to you guys. They should be black, but somehow
Okay.
they are not. So,
All right. All good. I was just wondering. I'm moving everything back to where they were just at. So
Mhm.
that's about it.
Yep. The only staircase you've seen are the dual staircases in the main entry.
All right. How much time has passed?
This has been a good half an hour, I would say.
Okay.
Half an hour to maybe 45 minutes, because you're just kind of, it's a nice leisurely walk and then discussion about a couple things, but it's not taking a super long time. The longest part was actually sitting down for about 10 minutes while Diana played the piano. And,
Yep.
situated herself and played, and they talked about that. That was about 10 minutes straight in there, but it's I would say it's closer to half an hour in total then.
Okay.
But Diana, as they're walking, is going to ask, so how long have you and your husband been together?
Oh dear. Man, hate to date myself. She kind of
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
She oh no, she kind of leans over and whispers, I'd say, been over 20 years now.
You
Old.
don't look it.
Oh, you're too kind.
No wonder she won't. So yikes.
Cougar.
Oh yeah, she's definitely in like her mid 40s.
And Oak is 19.
Hey, Oak matured very fast after we had the conversation earlier.
Yeah. Oak,
Yeah,
Oak got muscles.
that doesn't mean he's like mentally Oak is still like, I don't know, like a
19?
15-year-old.
Oh, well, I guess 15. Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, well, wait a minute.
Physically, he is an adult,
Yeah.
but it's just like it's the creepy aspect of he is 19 years old
Yeah.
and this woman is in her mid 40s. So it's like,
Diana's gonna laugh though because she's gonna make a small joke about how a lot of people have the expectation for her to wed, given her status,
Hmm.
and she just hasn't found one. It's hard to find somebody that actually shares the same interests as me that doesn't instantly bore me to death.
Niall. Sorry, I've got this really bad cough, guys. I'm sorry.
And she kind of chuckles a little bit and smiles at you and says, "Oh, I do understand what you mean. My father attempted to marry me off at the tender age of 16. And had I not been so fortunate in some dealings I had made, I would be wed to that god awful Livingston.
Oh, do I know the name?
Roll a history check.
As I'm sitting here, I will also roll it.
Nope.
18.
Yes, Jacob, you've heard that name before. A noble, of enough renown that his family definitely has quite a bit of land and wealth.
From Arkspire?
Yes, from Arkspire, but he's well enough known that he's known in not just Arkspire, but in a couple other kingdoms. Their family name is known. Beyond that, you don't know too much other than that's a noble family, fairly wealthy, but they're not the cream of the crop. But
Diana's gonna instantly look back at Jacob and go, Jacob, I'm not familiar with this area. Do you know that?
Oh, it's decent sized family. They're well known through these parts. Just rich, just average noblemen and women.
And Lady Redstone turns it and looks at you and says, "Ah, yes, quite indeed. However," and she turns back to Diana, "is a terrible bore, and kind of
Oh no.
taps the side of her head. Not much up here. I couldn't see myself being married to that oaf.
She's gonna hate Oak. She realizes.
And
Yeah.
Diana's gonna chuckle a bit and go, so long as they have a good personality, with like a sheepish smile.
Yeah. And then she says, "Well, now, mind you, she leans in again and whispers to you, and you guys can roll perception checks if you want to hear."
I'm gonna try to hear this shit.
21.
14.
Okay.
9.
No, you don't hear it, but Diana, you didn't need to roll because she's whispering to you. But
She's probably doing insight though.
yeah, but Oak, you hear it as well. But she says, "Mind you, Livingston isn't bad looking, and wouldn't to say no have said no to a roll in the hay with him, but definitely not husband material."
Oh, God.
Diana's actually gonna laugh at that.
Oak is gonna try not to vomit.
And she's gonna laugh, and she can almost feel Oak's disdain behind her at this point. And she's gonna go, I understand what you mean, but I'm afraid a couple of my friends wouldn't. If my guard, for example, can't stand physical contact.
I can
outside
stand
of fighting.
I like hugs. I'm a good hugger, and I like. But I'm not into the other stuff.
I see, and she
No.
kind of nods and smiles, and yes, well, as can be expected of gods, they should stick to their duty and.
What's that supposed to mean?
Inside check. I want to know what that fucking. I want to know how she's really feeling about the guard.
But no, Diana's gonna smile to Lady Redstone and go, it's not surprising. He's still very young for his race.
No.
And
Jacob, she seems sincere.
Diana, I may not know how to count, but I know how old I am.
Aren't you young then? Right, I'm not
No.
saying like young, but
No, I'd say I'm like equivalent to around a humans in their late 20s.
But no, Diana's just gonna smile and go, aren't you like 19, Oak?
Yeah, but I was an adult when I was 9.
You're not helping your case.
Yeah, but you're not explaining how shifters work or age very well. So,
You seem to.
I mean, I can. if
And
you want me
Diana's
to.
gonna instantly give Oak a very obvious look of, dude,
Shut-
I'm literally the princess of shifters.
But you grew up like a human.
Doesn't change the fact.
Look, if you didn't grow up in a nomadic tribe.
Okay, here's the thing though. That conversation would have ended the moment Diana mentioned his age, though.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, so she kind of turns away from that and says, "On with the rest of the tour." And
Is she blushing madly?
not that you can.
No,
tell.
she's just disappointed.
And she leads you into here, and she says, "Yes, this is
Another
the
hallway.
this is the den.
A
Basically,
den.
where the menfolk tend to retire to for fine brandy and cigars and playing cards and
Are these
relaxing.
bookshelves on the side?
They are.
Yeah. Oak goes up to it, and he's looking, and he reads half of a word on the side of it, and he's just like, "Okay, time to. I guess I can't. I'm an idiot again. Okay, bye." His brain turns off.
It does the shutdown.
Yep.
And Diana's gonna look over to Jacob and go, "Here, I found your favorite room."
Oh, that's right. You said he's a scholar. You might actually prefer the next room. And she leads you down the hall. Out
No.
and down the hall again. Here, come on.
I
Where'd
got
you go?
stuck
I
in
lost
the I got stuck on the bookcase.
Roll 20, stop freezing.
No.
And where is she at? All right. And so she leads you all the way down this long hallway into this room over here.
Let me move this boy back. He would be up on the wall and just kind of traveling along.
And she leads you into this is the library.
Oak goes over to another bookshelf, and he just starts. He starts reading. I say in heavy air quotes the titles. And
Diana's just gonna look at Jacob with a smile and go, "Let me guess, better than sex." And it would be a very dry joke, too.
But it, as you go into this library and look around, it looks very extensive. And not only is it extensive, but she kind of goes on about how they have many rare books that have been collected over the years, and that this is kind of her pet project. This is something that she finds beauty in the written word, as well as in painting and sculpture. That is the things that she loves, and she says, and her husband prefers more rare things and oddities. But this is her
the bookshelf that Oak is at, he just wants to look for, like, I don't know, the weirdest looking book. The book that looks the most odd.
Diana's gonna look at Lady Redstone and go, "This may seem like a bother, but do you mind if I let him look around for a few moments?"
No, not at all. Anything for you, Your Grace.
Thank you, Lady Redstone, and it'll give me a moment to speak to you more. I'm enjoying your company.
And I am enjoying yours as well. It's an honor to have you here. And Oak, you find on that shelf as you're looking around, there is a book that is literally about 2 feet tall. If you were like to stand the book up, it's like 2 feet tall and about 18 inches wide and a good 8 inches thick.
Ooh.
That's all I need to know.
And then Oak is like, Jacob, there's a really big book over here.
Diana's just gonna laugh at their antics.
Jacob, it's huge.
Although, she is Diana, forgetting for a moment what they're supposed to be doing, is gonna have like a very happy, almost wistful smile now watching the two of them.
Jacob eagerly takes the book, but while he is doing that, Mr. Blue Boy is going to make his way around and is going to just like see if there's anything good.
Like, what do you mean by anything good? You were kind of breaking up a little
Oop,
bit.
I'm
so-
sorry. He's going to specifically if there's any what seems to be like secret openings or
Okay. And you're gonna kind of do that around the whole room.
yeah, in this
Okay.
entire room.
So
He's looking for that one book that the animators in those old cartoons have actually
Put way too much
animated.
detail in.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
like it's the background is way too much detail, and then it's the one book that doesn't have
Yeah.
any detail.
So like, so you're actually searching. So I would need an give me a total of 3 investigation checks for the
Alrighty.
kind of the lower third, the middle third, and then the upper third.
Right, and I'm using the spider staff.
Yes.
Okay.
Booter.
Go.
Booter.
11 for the first part. 15 for the second
Ooh.
part. 2 for the last
Okay.
part.
Blue Spider notices quite a few interesting books. Some of them look very old, but still in pretty good condition for their age, but not really anything else of note. I mean, it's a nice library, but
He hasn't found that one book that isn't
He
very
hasn't-
animated.
yeah, he
That
hasn't.
is
He hasn't.
the one book that you need to pick up.
Can Diana kind of meander around and do it herself?
Well, you couldn't actively investigate because I mean that involves like getting in and really looking for something specific, for something specific, and that
No,
would
but
be
she
kinda
can look at the
suspicious.
shelves and see if she can notice anything odd.
Yeah, you can kind of walk by and just give a perception check to see if you notice something. It's a higher DC, but
I have a 22.
again, these some really well kept books, really well done library. I mean, it's beautiful. Other than that, there's not really
Almost as if
anything else.
a light bulb appears, like goes off above Oak's head. Oak turns to Jacob and whispers very quietly, Maybe they have a book about the Black Rock that we found."
That's a very good point, Oak.
I don't get stupid when I read.
All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do for a second. Okay. So,
Sure.
Diana, you had wanted to continue on with Lady Redstone as she took you because she's got 2 more areas in specific that she wants to show you.
And Diana's gonna turn to Jacob and go, Jacob, there's 2 more areas she'd like us to go. Do you have what you need here?
Oh,
Have you left the spiders here to investigate?
He can stay if he so wishes and enjoy the library while we chat.
And Diana will nod and be like, it's kind of like a, for the love of God, either come with me yourself or bring a spider with me because I cannot look around.
Oak will definitely go with her.
Okay.
Are you sure you're
Well-
going to be alright in here?
Your Grace, I'll be perfectly fine.
I like how Jacob.
The moment the words "Your Grace" leaves Jacob's lips in like reply to Diana, it's gonna be this weird like, I don't like that. Everyone disliked that.
Diana will remember this.
Well, I mean, and Mr. Blue make his way. Oh, I'm just gonna underneath these tables here. Look, just
So-
wait to leave.
Okay.
So Diana will smile at Lady Redstone and goes, I guess we are continuing on. Jacob has found his nose in a book that I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to get him out of.
It is quite
Uh,
understood. I often find myself spending hours in here.
What was I gonna say?
Oak, are you coming?
Yes, of course.
All right. So
Oh yeah, I like how Jacob speaks to Diana in this scenario that like she is a princess, and Oak just says Diana, calls her Diana by her first name.
so she next takes you back out into the main entryway,
Ooh.
and
By this point,
well, we'll get to you you guys in a second with looking in that. But she takes you back around to the main entryway, over to here.
I don't know where you disappeared to because you went off screen.
All
here,
right,
just follow me.
go down
Follow
and
Blue
to
Boy.
the left.
And then
Okay.
Blue Boy is the one that's traveling with them.
And then she takes you into here, where as you walk into this room, there's several things that you see. You see a whole bunch of shelves, as well as a spiral staircase and a guard standing next to it, and kind of looking around. And on the walls throughout this, there are tapestries, paintings. On the shelves, as you as she kind of directs you to and see, there are fine vases or jade carvings. I mean, just all sorts of things. And she takes you through and she says, "This is my husband's collection." And it's there's a lot of amazing stuff in here, but she she kind of you can tell she's not as proud of this. There's something else she's holding back that she's really. You can tell by the look on her face. It's pretty obvious.
Can Oak make a perception check to see if he sees anything that might look bone-like?
Sure, go ahead.
Hold on.
I guess I should probably do it, but you hit a 21, so it's fine.
No,
Jake.
you yeah. Hold on one second. You don't notice anything that looks like bone. I mean, everything in here is beautiful. The only actually there is one bone thing in here, and she notices you looking at it, and it is actually a carving made out of a bone that they said this was actually uh, a bone from a whale that had died, that had beached itself, and someone carved this, and you see it is carved into the shape of a large elephant. It's
Diana's
about this big around. It's about as big as like a not quite as big as a basketball, a little smaller than that, but it's from a bone from a whale that someone had carved into the shape of an elephant, and it says it's quite beautiful work.
Diana's gonna look around and take note of a couple things, and then glance at the staircase again before looking at Lady Redstone and just go, "What's up there?"
Oh, that is my husband's private study where he does all the paperwork and stuff. Nothing important, just business stuff, you know. Also, where he tends to deal with uh, the comings and goings of the house and the merchandise that we get in and send out. All mundane, very boring stuff.
She's like, "Is he up there now? Could I go meet him?"
Unfortunately, he is away. He is due to arrive back tomorrow, in the afternoon. So, you will be able to meet him tomorrow night.
That sounds wonderful, though. I don't mean to sound disappointed in a sense, but how did you? I expected a larger collection.
Oh, it is time you see my collection.
Uh,
Oh no.
And she then
gonna give him
takes
severed
she
heads.
she takes you out into the main hall, and then up the stairs.
All right,
Mm.
All right,
as
time for you to move us.
Yep.
as they go,
Can one of your spooters go up the stairs?
that's Blue Spider's gonna try his way up the spiral staircase here.
Not the spiral staircase. You're not going up that way. Oh wait, the blue
Why?
spider. Blue spider is okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. Sorry. So hold on one second, because
gotcha.
I gotta re-spiderfy you
Gotcha.
because I didn't have you guys on here. I didn't have extra spiders for you before.
Ah, there we are. Hello. Spider
Nothing has loaded for me yet.
Don't worry.
It's a black. Scroll down. You'll find the icons.
Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yep.
Green. These guys' sight so they can see. Almost done with all this. One more to go. Move you up, and now what spiders are with you? Just the blue one and Grim himself, right?
The blue one went up the spiral staircase.
Okay, blue one went up the spiral staircase. All right.
The red one is with me.
And then the green was downstairs. And in the guest room.
Okay, so give me a second here. So
Are we just
Blue
standing?
blue is up
Never
the
mind, go ahead.
spiral staircase.
So I go and figure out what I'm about to see.
Okay,
Shit.
and then don't be running around yet, Diana. So
Sorry, I wasn't sure if like the map just simply didn't load or.
no, it loaded.
Yeah.
No.
Right, and
Shouting at a dog.
she is. So it's you, the lady, and Oak was following along as well. And Rhea, if you're still there, I'm gonna put you with them so that you can see. Jacob, you should be able to see the spider, but
Red
you're not going to be able to see what the others are seeing. Oh, the red one is with them. Okay, so
Yes.
then you'll be able to see what they see as well. So she takes you guys up the stairs. Okay.
Ooh.
Now all this is all open to below. This is basically down below. So now you go up the stairs, and now you're basically on kind of like a little balcony thing that looks down into the entryway. I didn't want to remake the entire entryway in the middle because it took a long
That's
time.
fair. That's fair.
But she takes you up through there, and then if I
No.
can, there's a lot going on these maps. You won't believe how much time I had to spend on it. It was like 10 minutes. No, it was more than that. So she takes you up to here, and through into this area here,
Oh.
which this is. She describes this area as the family entry chamber.
I don't like that name.
This is where uh, you are now entering the my family's portion of the estate, where the rest is more public, I should say, for social gatherings and showing off our wares and our collections and business dealings. But this is where me, my husband, and our son, whenever he gets back, reside.
Well, I am flattered and honored that you would bring me up here to see this.
I thank you. Let me now show you the best part. As she opens up this next door, and this entry room is nice but fairly modest. There are a few paintings and things on the wall, but it is mildly decorated. But then when she takes you into this next room, just to the north, there, what you see here, and I didn't put things in here. I'm just describing it.
Just lots of things.
Yeah, all throughout here, this area is littered with pedestals that have busts on them and other sculptures and
Things encased in glass.
things encased in glass, and the walls, every square inch of the wall seems to have a painting or a tapestry or something, and they are gorgeous. Excuse me. This is her, she says proudly. This is not something that we show to just anyone. This is my private collection. And while my husband's may have more oddities, mine has more classic beauty. These things are things that we reserve for just the family, or the very select few, such as yourself, Your Grace.
Can Oak make a perception check to see if he sees bone-like things?
Sure.
Damn it.
Diana's gonna look around too. Although I forget, should she be doing an investigation? Because she's actually looking at everything.
Yeah.
I'll allow you guys to do investigation, because she's just watching you look around and admire. You're not like digging through stuff to investigate. You're just looking at each thing. So yeah, I'll say investigation.
So Oak can make an investigation?
Yeah.
See if the button worked. Okay. That seems about on par.
Jacob should have come with us. We don't know what we're looking for.
Yep. You don't seem to find anything. Now.
Hey, what about that spooter?
Going back to Blue Spider Boy. So, Blue Spider Boy, you find yourself in a room.
Jacob, okay, you are still there.
All right. I mean,
and all you see in this room is a fairly large room. There is a large circular rug that is on the floor, and other than that, there's not really that much in here. It seems relatively empty.
Which is odd for a room that's supposed to have...
I would like to I want him to come up to the rug, not necessarily getting on it, but just kind of take a look at it and see if there's something off about it. And at this point, Jacob is not focusing on the books at all. He sees Blue Spider and is just looking in on this boy.
Yeah, no, you don't notice anything. I mean, you can make a roll, but you don't really notice anything odd about the rug. It's a very nice rug.
Natural 20.
Yeah. Seems like a very, very nice rug. About all there is to it. Is there anything else you're going to do up here?
Probably...
I mean, he'll stand on the rug.
He's just going to stand on the rug. Okay.
I mean, he'll like walk around.
You're going to walk around? Okay. All right. So, give me. So, is he like looking around at everything, or is he investigating?
No,
things?
he was actively like trying to figure out if there's something up with this rug. Like,
Okay. There's
is it
nothing.
hiding something?
Nothing he can figure out about the rug.
What about anything else?
Is it hiding anything? Is the room? What are the walls like?
All right. Give me an investigation check.
All right,
Not the spider.
go gadget, Spider Boy. I'm gonna roll with advantage.
Woo.
Investigate the room.
There's one roll, and there's the other.
Solid.
Nope. You don't notice anything. But give me an intelligence check.
Oh, I have an idea.
Ow.
Give me an intelligence check.
Based on me or based on the spider?
You.
Okay. Here we go.
It's the Church of Palor, right?
14.
Yes, but hold on 1 second. Yes, with that, you, as Jacob, you know that there's got to be something with this room. You're confident that there's nothing going on with the rug, but there's got to be something going on with this room because it just doesn't make sense logically to have a room with nothing else in it that has no doors or windows or anything. There's something going on here. You don't know exactly what. Now, getting back to you in the library. Because
Yeah.
while they were walking up, you were looking through books.
Oh, I hope this plan works.
So, heading back to you and
Oh,
your
God.
books.
Woo! Alrighty.
Ready. All right, so there you are.
Yep.
All right, so was there any books in particular you wanted to look for? Any information you wanted to look for?
I'm
while you were
going
in here?
to look. I'm gonna look through this room and see if I can find anything that has or resembles the rug's symbol.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Alrighty, and this is with the boy himself.
Yep.
Cool. I'm glad it doesn't allow me to through that. It's the same as my history, so I'm just rolling history because
That's fine.
same modifier. Or not. You know it would be useful if I actually clicked on my boy. 14.
There you go. 14 again. Okay. As you're looking around the room, you don't notice anything that's got the same symbol, but something does catch your eye. You see a book, and it's a very old book. I mean, like really old. Decent shape, but you know that you really have to be careful with this book because of its age.
Cutting in and out.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. You know
Yes, I could.
you know you have to be very careful with this book because of its age. It is a very old book. And on
Okay.
the spine of the book, you see these weird kind of symbol letters that look like what was on that stone kind of tablet that you got from the booksellers.
I'm gonna take that book.
And when you take it out and you look at the front cover of it, it has those same symbols on the front cover, but then it actually has in common as well written underneath that. It says language of the ancients. And that is where we are going to end tonight.
Oh, fuck.
All right. So
about to summon
So
some
much
demons.
more. I expect you to get to the masquerade tonight.
I thought so, but hey,
We took too much time getting ready.
yeah, but that's okay. I had fun. This was a fun session, and anyone
Okay,
out there
so-
watching, I hope you enjoyed watching the stream and hope you had fun. We hope you join us again next week, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to find out what happens with the rest of this searching prior to the Masquerade Ball, and find out what's going on with Rhea. Sorry, Rhea, that we didn't really get around much to what was going on with you. I really didn't think this would go as long as it did in here. But,
I did.
but I guarantee you're getting lots of good information that's going to be useful to you. So trust me, there will be more time spent on what was going on with you as well.
Don't worry, I've got the bigger picture in mind.
Good. All right. So.
Oak does too. It involves burning down the house and then killing the Redstone Manor.
Meanwhile, Diana and Jacob are actually trying to get what needs to get done.
And you're
Yeah,
all doing.
no.
I'm about to learn about the
Getting the
Wing
bones
I
is
don't know if
first
that's about what I
priority.
mean.
Then we burn down their house, and then we find their son and kill him.
Hey.
Why? The son
I
did
don't
nothing
know.
wrong.
I don't know. It just seems like a good idea.
Leave no evidence behind.
And
No,
on that,
we
and on
end-
that note, we are going to say goodnight. So, thanks everyone for watching.